Chris Shepler is the vice president of Shepler's Mackinac Island Ferry Service. We've been keeping in close touch with him because of the situation in the Straits of Mackinac right now. As I understand it, the Arnold Line and the Star Line are merging, and they submitted a proposal to the city of Mackinac to sort of be the only ferry provider in the Straits of Mackinac, and they're offering lower ferry prices, streamlined schedules, year-round service. And Chris Shepler says that would squeeze out his family business, which has been operating for a long, long time, decades and decades in the Straits of Mackinac. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good. Did I summarize what's going on accurately and bring us up to date, if you would?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the excuse me. That's exactly what's going on. We had the proposals that were given to the city council last Wednesday, and those proposals were quite shocking because Mr. Feifelman 10 days earlier came out in the St. Ignace News, Mr. Feifelman being the CEO of Starline, and said that Starline has never been for sale. It's not buying any of its competitors. It's not merging. They're staying as a sole entity. And then 10 days later, this proposal comes out and states that those two are merging. And the size of the proposal that was given, which I'm not sure if you've seen or not, but it was quite extensive, and I don't believe it's something that could have been put together in 10 days or 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was very detailed in what they wanted to do, but the main push there was to have the exclusive arrangement with taking people to Mackinac Island, which would obviously do away with our 65-year-old company.
Was there a point that you considered joining and making it a sort of three-ferry merger?
Well, there was conversation there. We were being bullied at the time, forcing, or Mr. Wynn was somewhat bullying us to sign on with him, and we never wanted to sign on with anyone. We didn't want to sell, and Mr. Wynn forced us into a corner several times with threats, but we never did and never really walked down that road. So no, we've always wanted to stay who we are.
Can't he go on with his plan, Mr. Wynn, of merging Arnold and Star and offering year-round service and all the other things that he promises while you remain in business as well?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I welcome the competition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I don't know. I don't know what his financials are, so I don't know. I'm not sure if he would. But getting back to that proposal and some of the things that he had stated in that, 12-month transportation to and from the island. I'm not sure if you've ever been up on the island or in the Straits of Mackinac during the dead of January or February, but I don't see how that is possible. There's some very grandiose things that were put in that proposal that I don't, being living there my whole life and watching Mother Nature and what the power that she has in the wintertime, I think that's a pretty bold statement to offer 12-month season, 12 months a year transportation to and from the island. I think that will be next to impossible. Because
the ferries can't get through the ice?
Yeah, unless they plan on firing up the Coast Guard cutter Mackinac to break, the ice to and from the island. I think that there's some thick ice out there in the wintertime. When it gets around 0 degrees, ice is made very quickly and it becomes very thick very quickly. And you might be running one day and go out there the next day and not be able to run because of the way the ice builds very quickly when it's cold.
So what happens next? Where does it all stand?
Well, we are to present another hoop. We are to present to the city Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday, at 3 p.m. I believe each ferry company has 20 minutes to, I'm not sure why, but we have to present our verbal proposal to the citizens of Mackinac Island, and whoever would like to come to the city council chambers to listen to what we have to say, and that will be a week from this Wednesday, the 20th of October, at 3 p.m. And then the city council meeting happens right after that at 5 p.m. Whether there'll be a decision at that point, I don't know, but I would rather doubt it, just because of the history of what's been going on. There's several hoops that we've never had to jump through before, and so I don't know what's in store for us after this.
You don't think that whole proposal situation is just perfunctory? Do you think they've already made up their mind and they're just sort of putting on a show?
Well, it kind of seems that way. I mean, we thought the proposals were going to be the end, and to quote Mike Kavanaugh, the city's attorney, with regards to the franchise, he said the city has a goal, not an absolute deadline, but a goal, I think was his exact quotes, to let us know by the end of October if we were in business next year. So that means a lot of things, and they've been very vague in pretty much all of their communication. I say they, the city, and Mike Kavanaugh and Tom Evashevsky have been very vague with us with regards to everything, whether it be the proposal, whether it be letting us know if we have a job next year, and now this proposal or this verbal that we give on a week from this Wednesday, on the 20th, is very vague as well. So I don't know. I don't know what the next step is.
Does Arnold offer year-round service now?
Well, they do, not year-round, but they do offer a service. They call it ice to ice. When the ice gets too thick, they stop running. And,
I see.
And I think it's a good idea to stop running when it's 30 below and there's a foot of ice out there. It becomes very dangerous. So,
we don't need a Great Lakes Titanic, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we've also, one quick other point, we've also run ice to ice with Arnold within 3 days of Arnold Transit over the last 3 years. So
we'll keep in close touch then, Chris Shepler, on the battle for the Straits of Mackinac.